Final notice to Lara Croft, current tenant of premises. This is to serve as your final notice for the purposes of terminating your ownership of Croft Manor. You are required to immediately vacate and surrender possession of said manor to Atlas Du Mornay, executor of estates.
It is unfortunate that you have forced my hand in this matter, but so be it. As you know, your parents appointed me executor of the estate in the event of their absence. Since your mother disappeared, her death was never technically declared, and given the circumstances surrounding your father's death, it's no surprise that he never drafted a formal last will and testament to account for this circumstance. Unfortunately, you have no legal claims to the estate. I'm willing to negotiate a modest monthly stipend from your trust, but only if you leave the manor by week's end. Don't find me on this, Lara. Your mother wouldn't want that. Sincerely, Atlas.
There has to be a will or some kind of evidence of what happened to Mum in the manor somewhere. Dad's safe. Needs a combination. It's got to be in Dad's papers somewhere. Maybe in the library.
Well, this is a hell of a thing. I met someone tonight quite unexpectedly. But it shouldn't have been, it seems. I've been so buried.
My parents made a good team, challenging each other from the start. My birthday crown. I was so proud of that thing. Dad's map of the forgotten cities of northern Syria. He was closer than he knew to finding the Prophet's tomb.
I finally introduced Richard to the family. It went precisely how I imagined. I see but polite grace from mother, indifference and disinterest from father, and thinly veiled contempt from Atlas. Of course they don't approve. To them, Lord Croft is the man who took away their beloved daughter and ruined her long-standing engagement, though I was never going to marry that repugnant Earl of Farringdon anyway. One might think they would be happy that I was being courted by a genuine lord of the realm. It just happens to be Richard Croft. In their eyes, the man who single-handedly ruined a once...
It must have been hard for Mum to go against her family's wishes. I'm glad she did. This is probably my grandfather, Benjamin. A picture with Dad and Anna. Never liked wearing dresses, but the colour was nice. Dad would have liked me to go to Oxford, but I insisted on UCL. Yep, looks real. Rough one. One of Dad's Yoruba masks, a gift from a friend he met on an expedition in Nigeria. Dad's book about immortality myths might be useful in my research. The door to the library. This is the map I made for my first expedition with Dad. It shows a path to the library through the servants' passages. Wait, I can get to the library through the old servants' corridor. Dad's artifacts from the Nile Valley. I always loved looking at these. Dad became interested in immortality myths after his expedition. Too dark. Going to need a flashlight. Well, hello there, Sir Lancelot. Don't worry, I won't be boring your sword this time. The Grand Hall. I always loved playing in here as a kid. This will be one of the first things to fix. A phoenix figurine. This belongs to Anna. Most of her belongings.
Lara, you know the West Wing is off limits.
I'm sorry, I just wanted to see.
We've been through this.
Was Mom's room in here?
Just stay out of there, darling.
Dad was always so protective of the West Wing. Locked. There's got to be another way through. Locked. Need a key to open this.
What are you doing sitting there on the floor, Mistress Lara?
Looking at the compass, thinking.
What about, if I may inquire?
Got to remember to pack this for my next trip. Should be able to explore the dark now. Hey Jonah, sorry for not getting back to you soon.
Just thinking about discovering faraway places, about finding adventure.
I'm sure you will, my lady. You've the soul of an explorer. But don't grow up too fast.
The offer came in the post last week, and I still haven't told Richard. He flew ahead to Tibet, where I will meet him shortly.
Another one of Dad's immortal. Not sure. I really need to brush up on my ancestors one of these days.
Amelia.
Falling apart. Maybe I should just let my uncle have this place.
They say
I'm not surprised he asked her to marry him as soon as he got the idea.
Amelia.
Still just as creepy as I remember.
King to Queen 1. I'm going to win this time, Winston.
Clever girl. But you should know by now, winning isn't everything. Queen to King's Bishop 6. Check.
Easy for you to say. You always win. Knight takes Queen.
What I mean to say is try to enjoy the journey, Lara. Don't rush to victory. Bishop to King 7.
I know, Winston. I just want...
I would play chess with our old...
No! I didn't even see that!
You should also know by now, I'm not to be trifled with on this board, young lady. Mate.
I am going to win. Someday.
My...
Poor Winston. I remember being so angry. He was always so patient with me. Dad loved a good bottle.
This is it! The basement of despair!
Indeed, Lara. Muster your courage, for this is the only path to the Library of Infinite Knowledge.
Look there! See the string?
An ancient Egyptian tripwire. The keepers of knowledge want none to disturb their treasures. We must tread carefully.
Let me lead. I know how to spot all the traps.
I'm sure you do, my darling. Lead on.
My stuff. One of the wire traps wins. Water damage from the main wall above. Plans for adding electricity.
For me,
Okay, that ledger has to be in here somewhere. Hopefully it has the combination to the safe. This music is familiar. It's beautiful. It appears Sir Reginald's helmet fell off. Or didn't I put it back properly?
forgot.
Okay, got to find those objects to figure out the combination to the safe. There's something else here. That's lighter. Okay, should be able to light the fireplace now. I remember this now. Each day.
Now, let me see. These two myths are referencing the same source material. But where
This was always one of my favorite books.
this image?
Dad, I think it's this one, in the chapter on Egyptian districts.
Why, yes, I think you're right, Lara.
I remember the page with the illustration of Ra.
My goodness, you've been paying attention, haven't you? This could be an important breakthrough.
Does this mean I'm your research assistant?
That and more, my darling girl.
Takes me back. Those were good times. The best times. One of Winston's notes. Dad was looking for an elixir. Was it the elixir of life? Took quite a tumble off this old thing when I was a girl. Still feel it in the shoulder from time to time. I think I stashed one of Winston's master keys in here when I was a kid. Blank, except for the image of a key. I remember this map now. It leads to the master key. We made it with a special kind of invisible ink. It could only be seen with the heat of a fire. I can see the map. Looks like the key is hidden under a trunk near the bookcase. X marks the spot, as they say. The master key. Alright, this should open most rooms in the manor, including the forbidden west wing. I think there might be more clues to find in the library.
Mistress Lara. Strangely beautiful.
I believe it.
Mom's wedding. Dad may have discovered the secret to immortality without even knowing it. My mother's poem. I remember this. Pretty sure my parents were married in October. I think it was close to her birthday. Mum, on her wedding day, she looks so beautiful. Their anniversary was in October. Which day? I can't believe I don't know this. There's got to be another clue somewhere. This is Dad.
After everything Atlas
I
has
think
done,
this was Dad's pocket watch.
how could you tell him about the expedition?
It's just all been too much. I needed to talk to someone. He's still my brother.
Amelia,
At least that old thing still works.
with
Okay, Laura, keep it together. You're starting to see things.
My lord,
Mum's atelier. Dad sealed it. After she died, he probably couldn't bear the idea of removing any of her belongings. Untouched for years, exactly as she left it.
I stood.
I don't have any memory of this. I wish I could remember to. Mum with me as a baby. I've never seen this. Hard to believe. Mum's paintings. Which one was Dad's favorite?
I returned.
Blocks of red. Dad's favorite painting. Maybe something about that painting will help me figure out the combination. I'm glad I still have so much of Mum's work. The Pharaoh's crown. Okay, back to the study to open that safe. This picture was taken in the library.
Dad, what do you keep in there?
Nothing too important, Lara. Estate business and such.
If it's not important, then why bother putting it in a safe?
I should know better than to try and pull one over on you. There is something important in here.
Dad, what do you keep in there?
Nothing too important, Lara. Estate business and such.
If it's not important, then why bother putting it in a safe?
I should know better than to try and pull one over on you. There is something important in here. And it's for you, should you need it someday.
Well, let's hope you came through for me, Dad. No, that is...
For God's sake, memorize the combination, you'll...
Amelia left tonight. She packed her suitcase and walked.
The author came in.
I remember this now. Each district. I remember this. Dad gave it to Mum on her birthday. October 13th, Mum's birthday. The Pharaoh's crown from my birthday treasure hunt. How old was I again? 6? 8? I think this hieroglyph corresponds to a number, but which one? I remember this now. Each district in ancient Egypt had a symbol and a number. I always preferred these symbols to the actual number hieroglyphs. The Pharaoh's crown from my birthday treasure hunt. How old was I again? 6? 8? I remember this now. Each district in ancient Egypt had a symbol and a number. I always preferred these symbols. The answer has to be in the clues. Okay, found all the clues. Let's see if I can figure this out. No, that's not it. No, that didn't work. The answer has to be in the clues. No, that's not it. No, that didn't work. The answer has to be in the clues. No, that's not it. No, that didn't work. The answer has to be in the clues. No, that's not it. No, that didn't work. The answer has to be in the clues. No, that didn't work. The answer has to be in the clues.
I returned home this afternoon to collect the last of my paintings. I suppose I should say I returned to my family's home. Atlas was there, in one of his foul moods, and even as he dripped
For God's sake, memorize the combination, you fool. Lara's expedition treasure, my favorite painting by Amelia, the day of our wedding anniversary.
I believe it took this trip to push me over the edge. I've been able to see Richard in his element, seeing him at his best and his worst. I've experienced the...
Lara, since your return from your expedition to Yamatai,
This bust of Anubis was from Dad's Egyptian collection. He must have put it down in the basement for our little expedition.
After everything Atlas has done, how could you tell him about the expedition?
This is the map I made for my first expedition with Dad. It shows a path to the library through the servants' passages. One of Winston's notes. He always hid sweets for me. I can see the map. Looks like the key is hidden under a trunk near the bookcase. Blank, except for the image of a key.
For God's sake, memorize the combination, you fool. Lara's expedition treasure, my favorite painting by Amelia, the day of our wedding anniversary.
I believe it took this trip to push me over the edge. I've been able to see Richard in his element, seeing him at his best and his worst. I've experienced the purity and chaos. I returned home this afternoon to collect the last of my paintings. I suppose I should say You've almost got it, darling. Here. Let me show you. Like this, see? Well done, Lara. Well done.
I wonder how my life would have been different had she lived. This was for a show in London of Mum's work. What I wouldn't give to see this today. It says here, Amelia Croft plans to show her work in New York. I wonder what happened with that.
Lara arrived tonight, though not without a bit of drama, but all is well. She's a help.
No, that's not it. No, that didn't work. The Pharaoh's crown from my birthday treasure hunt. How old was I again? 6? I remember this. Dad gave it to Mum on her birthday. I remember this now. Each district in ancient Egypt had a symbol and a number. I always preferred these symbols to the actual number hieroglyphs. I remember this. The Pharaoh's crown from my birthday treasure hunt. How old was I again? 6? 8? I remember this now. Each district in ancient Egypt had a symbol and a number. I always preferred these symbols to the actual number hieroglyphs. The answer has to be in the clues. No, that's not it. No, that didn't work. The answer has to be in the clues. clues. No, that didn't work. The answer has to be in the clues. that work? It makes me happy. No, that's not what I'm looking for.
I am numb. It is taking all my willpower to hold back the overwhelming.
Dad, what did you do? Dad's sequel to his first book on immortality. He never got a chance to publish it. Handwritten. This is the only copy. Damn, this isn't it either. I was certain there had to be a will in here. Wait, what's that? A blank page. Dad must have left this for me. It has to be important. A hidden message. What are these strange marks? They have to be some kind of clue.